Nothing stays the same, but the virtue-filled way and the abilities of a high-value guy have been around since the dawn of time. From the ancient Romans and Greeks to the Spartans, many men have found this to be an intriguing subject. Many authors have tried to answer the question of what qualities a man of great value must have by writing many books on the subject and coming to similar conclusions. But first, know that being a guy implies you're capable of making an impact on the world. Regardless of the circumstances, a guy should be able to take care of himself. He needs to curb his irrationality and act with restraint. The abilities we'll go over in a moment will set you apart from 99% of males in your immediate vicinity. You'll speak with newfound confidence and competence in your new role as a professional creator, defender, and provider. We'll go over 8 areas where men can improve their lives. Number 1. Learn to protect yourself. There is always going to be danger in the world, and there always will be until we go to heaven. There will always be individuals who wish you harm, no matter where you live. Though I hope none of you ever have to find out what it's like to go through anything like this, it's better to be cautious than sorry. You need to be able to protect yourself, and it's not enough to know how to use a weapon or practice martial arts. True self-defense starts in the mind. Keeping a defensive frame of mind entails being vigilant and prepared for anything. To do this, it may be necessary to restrict your use of other electronic devices and reduce the number of interruptions in your work time. These fleeting dopamine highs teach your brain to ignore details in favor of the next high. If I were to ask you, for instance, what color clothes your friend was wearing today, the odds are high that you couldn't tell me because you've conditioned your brain to ignore minor details in favor of processing the overwhelming amount of information coming at it constantly. The system is programmed to scan information and then forget it shortly after. Don't ignore the obvious and skip out on physical preparation. Taking up a self-defense activity, such as martial arts or boxing, might help you feel more confident in your ability to protect yourself. Number 2. Pay attention to what other people have to say. Learn to keep your mouth shut and your ears open if you want to advance in your career and your personal development. Only when you're in the company of men you respect and who have more life experience than you will this occur. When you're surrounded by a bunch of losers who have nothing to offer, you can't be expected to keep your mouth shut. It's a must-have ability in today's world. Being a good listener may do wonders for your professional success and personal connections. Too many individuals today listen only to reply rather than to understand what is being said. You should train yourself to listen attentively and focus on comprehending what the other person is saying. Modern society has lost the ability to listen to others, which has led to hasty generalizations and judgments. So, they are easily offended by everything, which makes it impossible for them to grow as people. Number 3. Value your own life for what it is. Each person has their own unique set of priorities in life that they must come to terms with. There is no man who lives exactly like another, and no 2 men place the same importance on the same things. Take 4 or 5 models as a starting point to figure out what's most important to you and build your life around that. Consider your life and select the top 5 things that make it worthwhile. For some men, this is their connection to a higher power, to their work, their families, or even just the ability to move freely without discomfort. Choose these items carefully since they will form the basis of your existence. Now, look at your schedule and evaluate how you use your time on a daily basis. Pretend you only have 12 hours in a day instead of 24, and honestly ask yourself how you can accomplish each of those 5 things in just 12 hours. Anything that isn't contributing to these ends must be eliminated. You should make a concerted effort to grow and develop in each of the 5 areas that matter most to you. Number 4. Get your financial house in order. Having reached financial maturity indicates that you have grown up financially. Having a stable income and some degree of independence is a must. It's crucial to learn the fundamentals of personal finance if you want to build a secure financial future for yourself and your loved ones. For those of you just getting started, it's best to review the fundamentals that our formal education system neglected to cover. Be aware of your financial situation in terms of debt, savings, cash flow, budget, and outgoings. Prepare for the unexpected by keeping an emergency fund that you won't touch and keeping up with changes in the job market, lending practices, cost of living, stock market, health, and interest rates for savings, mortgages, and credit cards. Financial discipline is just as important as self-control in other areas. Starting a business or establishing passive income streams is fantastic, but it will amount to nothing if you don't stick to them. If you want to stop yourself from making impulsive purchases, practice self-control and wait to buy anything until you've put money away in your savings. Number 5. Independence. Consider whether you would be able to make it if you were suddenly cut off from civilization. Every man should develop this skill, as it is essential for his survival. It's useful for every task, no matter how complex or elementary. If you can replace a tire without calling your car insurance for emergency roadside help, you've taken a significant step toward independence. Instead of constantly needing to hire someone else to execute the smallest of your responsibilities, you should train yourself to accomplish them. This gives you a more complete set of manly abilities to draw from. Physical independence is only the beginning. To become fully self-reliant, you must look deep within yourself and make some changes, and the most effective method to achieve this is to develop your own unique style of thinking. Refrain from parroting the nonsense that people around you keep feeding you. Break free from the machine and speak the truth. Number 6. Never stop wondering about things. When we were younger, we found wonder in almost everything. Over time, life can weigh you down to the point where you're not just sad and exhausted, but also lose your natural curiosity about the world around you. Inquisitiveness is something you must maintain. Asking why in strange situations is the manliest talent you'll need. Where motivation fails, curiosity succeeds. Curiosity is what drives people to look for new information and try new things, both of which can lead to new ways of looking at things. Number 7. Value yourself. Your value is independent of your performance. Separate yourself emotionally from your work. The relationship between you and your professional life is similar to that of a symbiotic animal, in which both you and the career benefit from the other's presence. You'll do yourself a favor in the long term if you can find some distance between yourself and your profession, so that you can stand back and reevaluate what success means to you. Find the facet of your character that makes you feel the most victorious and embrace it. Do not let the gym, the pursuit of wealth, or the pursuit of professional success become the central focus of your identity. As we talked about earlier, you should develop a strong sense of independence and contentment to the point where you would still feel worthwhile, even if you lost everything. Now lastly, number 8, accept who you are. Although we are guys who strive to improve ourselves, we will always fall short of perfection. As we evolve, you will make some blunders. Nobody's flawless. Self-disappointment is normal, but to be successful, you have to learn to accept yourself, see your good qualities and use them. Also, don't forget to express your affection. Follow the link and like the algorithm.